How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. Hopefully everyone is having a lovely day. Pro Football Focus salary cap analyst Brad Spielberg has given us a lovely projected contract for Joe Burrow to potentially chew over here for a little bit. He's projecting Joe Burrow will be receiving 4 years, $214 million from the Bengals, which comes out to an average annual value of $53.5 million. It would make him the highest paid player in the NFL. And let's break this down. We'll start with the $53.5 million. I don't think that's out of the question at all. I think this guy is more than in position to be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. I do think we see it's more incentive based than guaranteed. I just don't see the NFL trending that way. It doesn't make sense for them to trend that way. We went down this guaranteed money route before. We ain't guaranteed to have money from our job 3 years from now if we're not going to put out the product that they expect from us. That's just how things work. I'm pretty sure from being a play, whatever. Not the point. Nonetheless, I think $53.5 million a year is more than fair with Joe Burrow. I think you look and say that's a lot. I don't know if I question. I guess I'm biased. I'm a very biased Joe Burrow fan that says, hey, I see this guy, the type of person he is. I don't see him trying to handicap his football team from a salary cap standpoint by taking as much money as possible, because the Bengals can and probably will throw him whatever dollar amount he wants. I just imagine, even if you make him $50 million a year, you say, okay, you know what? That is a couple million he took off the table. This guy could have gotten 53, 55 easily. He did take a couple million off. That's going to help this team. Even that, I could see him possibly doing there. Will he go much lower than that? Who knows? I think the bigger thing, though, I say, whatever money he wants, you go and throw it to him. But you throw him whatever money he wants. I don't care if it's $55 million. I don't care if it's $56 million. You throw him whatever he wants, but it's got to be a 10-year deal. You don't sign a guy to 4 years, because then 4 years comes up, and instead of that contract that could have been a good deal at $55 million a year, 5-6 years down the road, because the cap keeps going up, and 5-6 years down the road, you look where Patrick Mahomes is right now, hardly even a top 5 paid quarterback in the league. He was the highest paid quarterback when he signed that contract. So you consider the investment of keeping a player for that long-term duration of their contract as the cap goes up. You say, okay, that's fine. It might be a little difficult to figure things out now, but a few years down the road, we're going to have cap. We're going to have one of the best quarterbacks in the league on a value deal. So you say 10 years, let's do it. Whatever you want, Joe. Now, do I think Joe Burrow's looking at 4 years? Again, I'm just looking at the person. I think we got the wrong Ohio boy mixed up here. This isn't LeBron. I don't see Joe Burrow looking to see if he can squeeze every dollar out of his team every single year his contract can expire to just keep making more and more money. I see this as a guy that wants to lock down where he plays. He wants to win championships, and he's going to be more than happy to say, let me stay somewhere for 10 years. You're going to pay me well, I'll take it. I really do feel like that's the direction we're going here. The Bengals have done everything they possibly can to prove they want to win championships with him. They've done the best they can to sell him to want to stay on this franchise for the next decade. And I think that's the direction he leans. Now, an interesting aspect you could think, you never know what's going through the mind of an athlete or player. You say, Joe Burrow, let's give you 4 years. Let's give you $55 million a year. There you go. Maybe after 4 years, he says, all right, I made my money. I can live off $200 million, I think. I feel like he could make that work. I know you might have to look for some sales in the coupon book and probably have to shop at Walmart, like the rest of us. But, besides that, I think you can make $200 million work. Might have to save a little bit, but I don't know. I don't know how you feed your family with $200 million. But I think Joe Burrow is a guy that can figure it out. So I think after 4 years, he could say, hey, guess what? $200 million in the bank. Let's see what position this Bengals football team's in. I'm not trying to leave. I'm trying to win championships after championships after championships. I'm going to give you $30 million a year. I'm going to give you $35 million a year. I want to drop that contract for you guys so we can make some. I want to do what Tom Brady did. I want to drop that contract. I made my money. I can live off $30 million a year, because you best believe 4 or 5 years from now, when that contract ends, he could be getting $60 million a year if he wanted it. But he could say, you know what? Let's take 30. So instead of 4 years, then he's taking 55. He's taking 30. Whole lot of cap space. That could possibly happen. It's obviously a very, very optimistic view, but we always have to keep in mind, trying to look at things from the negative side here, try to be positive about how a player could be portraying this. And at the end of the day, it is a business. We obviously want to see this guy take a deal, take a contract, but we understand also the business side of things, where a player doesn't want to be taken advantage of. They want to make the money they well deserve. So I get that perspective as well. As a fan, you want to see him save the money or take the money so we can go ahead and get best team we possibly can, win some Super Bowls. But we have to respect that he wants the money he deserves and he's earned over his career. So that does make sense. We'll see, though. I love you guys' thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.